Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Yogi and I just completed my first Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke challenge. Here's how it went. Before we actually go into it, I'm just going to explain the rules real quick of a Nuzlocke. So first things first, if Pokemon faints, they quote-unquote die, meaning you can't use them for the rest of the run-through, so you either have to release them or just keep them in the box indefinitely. 2. You can only catch Pokemon on the first encounter of new routes or biomes, meaning if a route has 2 separate biomes, they are fair game. This excludes shiny Pokemon and special encounters, meaning you can catch both of them if the opportunity arises. And I did allow myself to catch in the wild area if the story required me to pass through, and that only happens 2 times, so that does count as a route. Number 3, I can only use standard Pokeballs to catch Pokemon. That's pretty straightforward. Number 4, party Pokemon can only be switched if one faints, meaning I can't just catch one and then immediately switch it out after I catch it for somebody in my party. No raid dens. This game is already pretty easy as is, and I don't want to make it even easier. And then the last rule we have is no legendaries. That's pretty much only endgame when you're battling in the finale. So I'll keep the spoilers down to a minimum, but now that we have the rules down, let's get right into it. Starting off in Post-Week, we get to pick our starter, and I'm a sucker for my grass type, so you know I went with Grookey, named him Twig Boy. After picking up our starter, we wiped the floor against Hop pretty easily. On Route 1, we had our first encounter, which was a Rookidee, just threw a Pokeball at it and immediately caught it, and so Tweety Bird joined the team. Moving on into Route 2, our first encounter was a Nickit, and he was pretty easy to catch, so we got ourselves a Steely Boy, and then we ran into Hop again. Wasn't that difficult to beat the second time either. From there, we got our first look into the wild area. After looking around for a Choodle for like maybe 30 seconds, I got bored and settled for a Krabby. I never actually used a Krabby before, and so I was up for the change. And so Mr. Krabs joined the team. Moving into Motostoke, we met Team Yell, beat them pretty easily, and then we met Marnie, our rival, and then we ran into Hop again. I'll let you guess what happened. After beating Hop, I went to heal up my Pokemon and was reminded there was a quote-unquote strange Pokemon in the Wedgehurst train station, so we made our way back to Wedgehurst and we caught our very own Slowpoke, and since it does count as like a gift or special encounter, I decided it was fine. Named him Sloyo Boyo, because, yeah, it's a Slowpoke. Moving on to Route 3, we came across a Vulpix and named her Beauty Flame. Twig Boy also evolved on our way through Route 3, and then we made our way into the first Galar Mine. Once inside, we came across a Roggenrola, caught him, and named him Rocky Balboa. But we had a full team already, so we went to the box. While in the cave, Tweety Bird evolved into Corvisquire, and just in time to take down Beatty's team. Coming out of the mine on Route 4, we ran into a Yamper, caught him and named him Sparky. Unfortunately, he also had to go to the box. While trending up a little bit, our Steely Boy evolved into a Thievul. And with that, it was time to move to Turf Field and the first gym. It was, pretty easy, to say the least. But we got a friend ball from the ball guy, so that was cool. On Route 5, we ran into a Farfetch'd. Took a little bit of convincing, but we eventually got him, and to the box he went. Ran into Team Yell for our second time. Beat him, got our Rotom Bike, then Hop wanted to lose again, so we gave him just that. Took too long, we entered Holeberry and challenged the second gym. Again, little easy, but then again, Twig Boy was a little over-leveled. We did get a Lure Ball from the ball guy though, and moving on into the second Galar Mine, we ran into Beatty one more time. And then we came across a Scracky, caught him no problem, and named him Shaggy. We ran into Team Yell once again, and Mr. Krabs evolved into Kingler soon after. We ended up battling Marnie for the first time, and it went pretty well. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, and I was feeling pretty good about it. But then we hit the fire gym. Beginning of the gym wasn't that difficult, it was actually kind of easy. That is until he brought out his Centiskorch. Centiskorch completely destroyed Sloyo Boyo, and with that we lost our first Pokemon on our journey. Took a little switching around, but we eventually took him down with no further casualties. When the spot opened up, we decided to bring in an Angry Bird to join the team. Upon leaving Motostoke for the wild area, we came across a Shuckle, caught him pretty easily. Once in Hammerlock, we went through some more story. Moving on to Route 6, we found Team Yell waiting for us. Beat them once again. Then our Twig Boy evolved into Rillaboom. Somewhere along the way I picked up a Firestone, so we ended up evolving Beauty Flame as well. First encounter on this route was an Axew, and oh man did I want this thing. So much so that I decided to take a chance and he took out our Steely Boy. Man, that was tough. In the end we got him though and named him appropriately for his crimes, but he was strong so he joined the team immediately. Tweety Bird evolved into Corviknight and just in time to take on Hop once again, and then came gym number 4. Again, another easy gym. Ball Guy gave us a heavy ball, and then after battling the gym, we battled Beatty again. Went through some more story, and then it was time to go to the Glimwood Tangle. While in the Glimwood Tangle, we came across a Sinistea, named her Buttercup, and I had a cracked pot on hand, so I just evolved her on the spot and put her back in the box. After that, here comes gym number 5. Yeah, this was probably the easiest of the gyms so far. But we did get a love ball from the Ball Guy, so that was cool. After going through some more story, we battled Hop again. After beating Hop, Lil B evolved into Fracture, and from there we just kept on going. On Route 7, we came across our Meowstick, which we named Creepy Kitty, because it's a creepy kitty. In an unfortunate training accident though, Beauty Flame bit the dust. Oof, yikes. Anyways, with the spot opened up, we decided it was time for Rocky Balboa to join the team, and I'm glad we did because soon after he evolved into a boulder. On Route 8, we came across a pawn yard and named him Cutco. We also found a campsite with only evolution, so that was pretty cool to find. I also completely forgot that Rocky couldn't evolve into Gigalith without a trade, and so I sacrificed him. It was pretty rough. But anyways, with the open spot, Cutco joined the team. Once making it into the snow, we came across a Snorunt, named him Cold One. And then we marched our way into Sirchester, and with it, the 6th gym. Again, I've been keeping my level up on my team pretty consistently, so this gym was also pretty easy. Got a moon ball from the moon guy and kept moving on. Ran into Hop once again. On to Route 9, we ran into Team Yell again and got our upgraded Rotom bike that can now go on water. Tried to catch a Mantike, but instead I kind of got mad at him and murked him, so no Pokemon for Route 9. Outside of Spikemouth, I decided it was time to evolve Angiburb into Sirfetch'd, and so we did that. Ran into Marnie again. She gave us interest to the Spikemouth, and from there we could challenge the 7th gym, and let me tell you, I was glad I had an Angiburb. That would have been difficult without him. After the gym battle, Lil B evolved into Haxorus, so that was cool. After that, I decided to do a little training before the next gym because Raihan is pretty difficult, and Cutco evolved into Bisharp. After leveling up our team, he wasn't terribly difficult, but Lil B's karma was catching up with him for what he did earlier. Anyways, we had an open spot, so we picked up a Cold One with the boys. Before going on to Route 10, I decided to evolve Cold One into Frostlass. And also, while on the route, I completely forgot to catch a Pokemon, which in hindsight was probably not the best move. In a battle, Angiburb got his wings clipped, and with an open spot on the team, we decided for Sparky to join the team. Once in the finals, our first opponent was Marty, who wasn't terribly difficult, and then we had Hop to follow. After that, Sparky evolved into Boltund, and after training up a little bit more, we kept moving on to the finals. We went and faced Beatty, and then Nessa, and then Bea, and then we got to Raihan, whose first Pokemon was a Torkoal with Solar Beam. So anyways, Mr. Krabs bit the dust. The rest of the fight was pretty simple though. With an open spot, we decided it was time for Mr. Turtle to join us. Moving into the Slumbering Weald, we tried to catch a Weezing, but he killed himself, so that made things difficult. Fast forward through a little bit more story and we got to challenge Rose. After that, we challenged the Flying Hand in the sky that shoots beams everywhere. So after all the story, I hit a new level of Impatient and decided to just go challenge Leon immediately. Holy cow, was this a battle. Starting out with Aegislash, I threw in Cutco, one-shot him. Then Leon threw out Seismitoad and I countered with Twig Boy, also a one-shot. But then came Cinderace. Cutco did get a couple of good hits off, but he was ultimately knocked out. With that, I thought Twig Boy could get a cheeky hit off, but no. Cinderace made quick work of him. I decided to risk it for the biscuit and threw out Sparky, got that cheeky hit off and finished him. Next up came Haxorus, and Cold One made quick work of him. Dragapult came out, and in order to save Cold One, I did have to sacrifice Tweety Bird. But Cold One came back clutch and got him. And last but not least, here comes Charizard. I knew with Charizard Gigantamax nobody on my team could take him on head to head, so I had to run down his turns. For his first turn, I decided to sacrifice Cold One. Second turn, Mr. Turtle. And for his third and last Gigantamax turn, with only one Pokemon left in my arsenal, Sparky had to come out. Immediately Dynamaxing, hoping that he could withstand one hit, I pulled off a cheeky Max Thunder, seeing if I could do any damage. Sparky definitely delivered. He was able to withstand the hit, allowed Charizard to de-Gigantamax, and was able to take him out in the next turn. It truly was the underdog. And with that, I'd completed my first Nuzlocke challenge. And if you've made it this far, I very much appreciate the support. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe. I plan on doing streams here and there and covering the DLC when it releases, and if you want to see a full Nuzlocke run or just a summary like this one on the DLC, let me know in the comments. Other than that, guys, thank you once again for dropping by and make sure to have a good one. Peace.